We are recording. So welcome everybody to the 9:30 call here on April 10th. Great to see folks. This is part of our continuing series of getting with a little bit of a meet and greet for the Advocacy Network cohort number 4 members. We've heard from 2 already, and we're excited to have 3 join us today. And so I will turn things over. First, hello and welcome to all the Advocacy Network cohort. If you could give an emoji or a wave or something in chat so we can just appreciate you as well. And also my colleagues, Titus J. Lise has been helping us lead the Advocacy Network work. And they met last night. So we were excited to see. I just saw that update. But so we'll turn things right over. So we have Elizabeth, Edna, and Bopha. So why don't you each start by telling us a little bit about each of you and how you came to be in your current role? And why don't we start with Elizabeth and then maybe Edna and Bopha?
Good morning. Thanks, Amy, for having me on today. Good morning, everybody. My name is Elizabeth Walsh. I am the Assistant Director of Early Education Inclusion at Horizons for Homeless Children in Roxbury. Um, so, Amy, did you want me to just tell a little bit about how I got here
Yep,
to
tell a little bit
Horizons?
about your story. So that's yep for
Okay.
all 9:30 callers.
Yeah, so my story is I had come from the field of early intervention. So I worked in the field of early intervention for over 25 years. And early intervention is a program that works with children birth to 3 years old who have developmental delays or disabilities in their families. So I had been in the field of early intervention. I started as a teacher's assistant, and then I was a developmental specialist, and then I worked my way up to a program manager. Um, so that had been a long time, and there had been a variety of changes within the system and within the program that I had been working in. I was basically in the same program for all the time I was in early intervention. And there came a point in time where I needed to try something else. So a colleague of mine had left early intervention and she became the lab manager at a pediatric neuroscience research lab in Providence. Her and I connected at a conference and I said, well, if you're ever looking to hire, 6 months later, she called me and asked me if I was serious. So I left early intervention and spent about 4.5 years in research, some of it at the Pediatric Research Lab, some of it was at the University of Connecticut, at the University Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities. So I was there in their Early Childhood Personnel Center, which was basically providing technical assistance um, for professionals in the field of early intervention, but also professionals in the field of um, early childhood special education within the state of Connecticut, but also across the country. Um, I was involved in like a leadership technical assistance under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. But that was during the COVID-ish time.
Yep.
Um, and I was pretty isolated and segregated. Um, it was definitely a time where it brought me back to what is best practice in early intervention and early childhood special ed, all about the laws and the regs and what professionals should be doing and what services kids should be receiving. And it really was a time that I felt like I needed to get back to working directly with children and families within an organization. um, that had a mission and had a cause that aligned with what I had been doing my whole professional career. So that led me to Horizons, and I have been here for a little bit over a year and a half. My position is to help support teachers, to support the children who are coming to Horizons, children, young children with a variety of lived experiences that have impacted their development. So part of my role is to help support teachers making adaptations and modifications to the curriculum, to help with referrals to early intervention or Boston Public Schools or outside agencies that can help support our children and our families here at Horizons who may need some extra support to grow and develop. So that's me
Perfect.
in a nutshell.
Thanks so much, Elizabeth. It's always amazing to hear the answer to this question, but to hear all your experience. And I think also for us, it's been really important to think about broader experiences to include in the network. So we're so great to have you here. Edna, how about you?
Um, Hi, good morning, everyone. Uh, Happy to be here in this space.
This is a
This,
different space for you. Edna is a prolific chatter, so we're great to have this experience to hear from you.
I think it's easier to be a chatter than to be in
We'll see. I
here.
know you might be hooked by the end of it.
Well, my name is Edna Cabral, and I've been a family childcare provider and educator here in Massachusetts for over 20 years. And I run a play-based emergent curriculum program, bilingual program for young children. And my program is grounded in the Reggio Emilia approach because I believe because it's a very powerful way and meaningful way to support the learning in a family childcare setting, and because it respects the children as capable of their own education, it values relationships not only between the the adults, the provider, the educator with the children, but the educator with the families, the educator with the environment, and values the environment as a third teacher, as a way for children to learn.
Yeah,
And that's why I love having the my program, my space, beautiful for the children. And So I feel it's the perfect approach for what we do as family childcare educators in our homes. Um, in addition to caring for the children, I also coach and facilitate learning for other educators, especially in the Portuguese community, because I do it in Portuguese. And I do love to bring people together and to share my experience and to uh, ignite the love for learning, not only in the children, but in the adults as well, especially uh, uh, to to make adults, because I love learning and I think I always would be a learner, but I love to instill that in adults and educators in my community, and for them to realize how important that is for themselves and then for
right.
the for program. Um, I am passionate about making sure that family childcare educators, providers are seen, are heard, are valued, uh, within the within our field and within the community, society. Um, and so my passion and in the heart of what I do is to I my desire is to elevate our what we do and as a profession, um, and the importance of what we do, um, and to make sure that our voices are um, included in the conversations uh, uh, around early childhood education, in policy, and in quality. So, yes, so
That's
that's a
you.
little bit, yeah, that's me. But importantly too, is I'm Portuguese American. I was born in the Azores, and I had a wonderful, beautiful childhood experience, and that's the base of what I want to offer the children in my program, is for them to have that love for learning, that wonder for everything around them, for the world, for wonder for themselves. Yeah, for the children and for even for the adults.
I was going
And
to say that's a good reminder for all of us, right? As we think about the world, where we are right now in the world, but just how powerful that can be.
mhm,
So thank you so much, Edna.
mhm.
Bopa, let's hear a little bit about you.
Hi, Amy. Thanks for having me. Good morning, everyone. Honored to be here with Elizabeth and Edna and my advocacy network cohort as well. My name is Bopha Malone, CEO of Girls Inc. of Greater Lowell, which is a center based out of school time for girls. Our mission is to inspire girls to be strong, smart, and bold. I'm actually an alum of this organization. My family and I actually came to the US as refugee when I was 9 years old. And even though my parents wanted opportunities and freedom for me, they didn't know how to help me. So I'm really grateful that because of Girls Inc., their love, support, and mentorship, I became the woman I am today. And basically, it's really cool to be back here to be able to help the next generation of girls, just inspiring them the way Girls Inc. has inspired me. I didn't intend to come to this work. I feel like the job called on me. Prior to I've been here since 2022. Prior to that, actually, I was with Enterprise Bank. I was vice president there. My first and only job. I worked there for 2 decades. In addition to that, I've been, with my job and my outside community work, I've just been doing that. And I just thought I would just retire there. It's been rewarding there. But in 2022, basically Girls Inc. called and said, do you want to come and help us out for a year? Because there are certain things that we need to get going while they were trying to hire a CEO. Because I love my job, I really I felt like, maybe this is not right. But as I kept on thinking about it, my heart just kept on beating, and I knew that I had to be here and help out for a year. But then once I got here, it just brought me back to my childhood, and knowing that even 30 years later, after being a part of Girls Inc., that there's still a lot that needs to be done.
Sure.
Children, that I just feel like, how cool is it to be back to a place that has helped me. And as challenging, as crazy it has been, a lot of learning. I'm struggling, but at the same time, I just feel like it's been the most rewarding decision I've made so far.
Thank you so much for sharing. And it is incredible. We're seeing it in the chat each of you has such different powerful perspectives and experience, and which is just a representation of the cohort. We'll put the link in the chat so you can see folks. So can each of you just talk a little bit about your experience in the Advocacy Network? You are the fourth cohort. We have learned some things along the way. We are constant students of the participants in the network. You have taught us all so much. So Edna, why don't we start with you and then maybe Elizabeth and Bopha. Tell us a little bit about your experience.
Well, it's been wonderful to be with the group of to be part of the group with 13 other members. Yeah, I feel like goosebumps when thinking about it because the support has been amazing. Its support has been amazing from everyone. And the reminder that what we're doing, even though we may think that it's small, but the repercussions of it, it's been a learning to how to be intentional with our voices, with our advocacy, and to seek support because the team, Strategies for Children team, will, if you ask for help, they will help. You just need to ask. And so it's been a way to help me to be in a situation and read the room, like Amy says, read the room, and to have the courage to, okay, what is your passion? Okay, so get out of your comfort zone and don't think about if you're intruding, just do it and see what comes out of it. So
Great. Thanks
that
so
has
much.
helped me do that.
Bopha or Elizabeth?
Yeah, so I'm just very grateful that I found this group at the right time. I feel like, as I shared earlier, I've been struggling in learning about childcare, about this field that I'm in. And so I think just being able to be a part of a community that, I get to learn from and know that I'm not alone. One of the things that I felt like initially since 2022 has been like just being a part of this wheel that's not stopping, and I'm in this cycle where being a part of this network makes me feel like I can get out of that cycle. I could do something about it. So it's been really such a wonderful experience. I'm learning a lot. I feel like in just such a short period of time, I'm making such a big impact in my own organization already and doing things that I feel like it's less sometimes, but at the same time, it's a bigger impact as opposed to like the cycle that I was in before.
Right.
I really appreciate the network that we have here.
Thanks. Elizabeth, what about you?
Yeah, I just want to echo what Edna and Bopa have already said. You know, Edna had said um, in our cohort, we've had these conversations that have helped you or me to like find your confidence and find your voice through some of the meetings that we've had online. Um, Knowing that we are the experts in what we know and to have the confidence to, have our elevator pitch and advocate for not only the projects that we're working on, but what we feel is important within our field or within our program that we have a voice and we have those stories, and those stories need to be told. So who else is going to tell those stories other than the professionals and the individuals who like have those experiences to
Right.
push the agenda forward or push it to our legislator or push it to a bill or a policy. So I feel like that is definitely something that the cohort and strategies have giving me like tools that are, some of them are new tools, some of them are old tools that I just have to shine up and take out of the toolbox again. So
It's very visual.
it's
That's
it's
right.
great. Yeah.
Um, so we have a series of questions that we kind of ask folks to, to think about. And I'm going to give you kind of the network choice. So either talk about an aha moment that you've had when you've been able to connect your work to policy. You can share a little bit more about the project that you're working on. So maybe we can start with those two. So, Bopha, why don't we start with you? Tell us a little about either one of those questions.
So I can talk about the project that I'm working on.
Great.
As I shared earlier, our organization is to inspire girls to be strong, smart, and bold. The curriculum that we do falls into the strong, smart, and bold bucket. And then it's just as I'm here and, with our staff that we have, I feel that we do a good job in the strong and smart bucket, but we don't always prioritize our bold piece, which is teaching our girls to have a voice, civic engagement, and advocating for themselves. And then for us as well, we don't do that. And then I feel that, how can you teach our girls to do that when you actually don't feel confident? And especially for me, I feel like I'm shy about it because I don't know too much about childcare and I
Right.
know about different things. So basically, my project, with the advocacy, so during our one of our sessions, Titus and Jay Leese trained us on the 10 advocacy 101. So my project is to take that to our team, train them, and hopefully after training, getting some training, they will organize something where our local and state representatives can be here to meet the staff, meet the girls, and meet the families, and start just building relationship. I feel like our Girls Inc. has been here for over 100 years, and the
Right.
community knows us, but over the
Right.
years, we feel like a startup. So we're rebuilding relationships, and that's where my project is.
Right. Thanks so much. It's exciting. Edna or Elizabeth?
I'll be quick so that Elizabeth can have
Okay.
some time.
Thanks,
It's
Edna.
9:56. My I feel like my mission, my project has been to elevate the field of family childcare educators by talking within the community to motivate us for professional learning, to educate ourselves more, to bring awareness to other institutions or organizations about the importance of what we do, and also within the field of family childcare education, to to make us family childcare educators value ourselves and value the work that we do and have confidence on that. Because when we do that, we pass that along to the children and the families. Okay,
Thanks,
Elizabeth.
Edna. Elizabeth.
Yeah, and the project that I've been working on is really focusing on um, bringing more awareness to the referral process and what is early intervention and the referral process of what is early childhood special education, like within the public school.
Yep.
So, really identifying and helping to break through some of the barriers that our families are running into when looking to access more supports and services for their children. And it kind of brings me back to when Alyssa interviewed me for the blog. At the end, she said, so you are working for the children to receive the services that they're entitled to. And I'm like, yeah, like it seems so simple, but it's
No,
a process. Yeah.
absolutely. And then we got plenty of time. It's only 9:58. So if you could, what would you want policymakers to know right now? Oh, I also just want to remark about the projects are such an opportunity to just explore ideas. And it's so interesting to hear how you're each connecting it to your day job, which was another one of the questions. So you can clearly see like whatever your day job is, you've been able to connect it. But if you had a policymaker to talk to right now, what's one thing you would want them to know about your world? Edna?
I would share our struggles. I would share what's important to us, and I would share how we see the importance of what we do to the society. I would want them to come see uh, more of my program, for example, so that they can
Yeah,
have a gut feeling for it, because that I think that helps them, motivates, I would say, motivates them to fight for it, to fight for us. I would offer the suggestions that we have from other senior family or experienced family childcare educators, and from so to be part of to see if that would be part of the solution to the challenges.
great. Bopa and Elizabeth, what would you say?
Well, similar to Etna, I feel like, it's tough. And obviously with after COVID, the well-being of our girls, it's much tougher to help them. And uh, I would love for them to know, obviously, in order for us to take care of and do it well and do a good job at it, just focusing on the educators and the mental well-being of the educators as well. It's like the airplane. When you get on the airplane, people tell you, like, put your mask on first before you help others. I feel like focusing on the educators, taking care of them, making sure that they have the support that they need in order to be able to help um, our girls and the children. I think they do. I think we have support now in terms of C3 and everything as well. But
Yep,
I think we can do more and better as well.
great. Thanks so much. Elizabeth, we'll end with you. What would you want to say?
Yeah, I would just want to say, support the infrastructure, pay a living wage, support people to get the education, to be the professionals that we need in the field. Um, yeah, that's
That's plenty.
good.
That's great. Well, people have been adding love and appreciation in the chat, but let's like with emojis. Thank you to Edna, Bopa, and Elizabeth. We know, everybody gets nervous when they come on the 9:30 call, and you each did such an incredible job. We're so excited about the work that this is doing, censoring these lived experiences that you've had, and thinking about how to make all these connections. So. You did it. We made it. Thank you so much for joining the 9:30 call. As Elizabeth said, we are also blogging about each of the members. And then in August, we will have a reception for reflection where we will celebrate all their progress. So we will keep folks posted on that. Also, want to thank Jay Leese and Titus, who are doing the yeoman's work for the Advocacy Network from the team. And just want to thank everybody for joining us. We will be back next Monday or on Monday. It's not next. As and on the 9:30 call, let me see. Oh, well, he'll hear from Isabel Howe, who's the executive director at Stanford's Accelerator for Learning and author of a new book. We'll have Aditi and Christy join us on Tuesday. We'll have another session of Advocacy Network folks, and then we'll have the commissioner on Thursday. So another great week on the 9:30 call. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you then. Take
Thanks,
care.
Amy.
All good day.
Bye.
You.